That's the short answer.
When did God tell you though? And what did he say?
Okay. So she want more. So I gotta open up and give more.
Yes.
So I think prior to us getting together, I've really been in prayer about, God, what's my future for the next couple of years? Eventually I want to get married, I want to have kids, but I need to know where is she so I can go find her. Cause I can go find her, but you gotta tell me where she is, cause I ain't got time to be doing divorce. Like let me go and do this one good time, so let me go and get it right. And you wait for an answer. I didn't get an answer right away. And one day I was working, I just heard it in my spirit, I'm sending you to her, but she's gonna be broken. Now, me playing around like, God, I don't want no broke woman. I gotta do all the work. She gonna take all my money. Then it was like, oh no, you said broken. So oh Lord, I'm finna be a stepdaddy. No offense to nobody with kids. I was like, hey, you know what? If I gotta take one for the team, that tax refund gonna be on point. I'll be a stepdaddy. Be that.
What?
I'm sorry. Come on back. Anyway, part of being broken was like, all right, so God, if you tell me that she's broken, that mean that you need to help me get the tools to, so whatever the case, whatever it is, I know I got my work cut out for me. So I just kind of get serious and be ready for it, but I didn't want to be like, yeah, who's broken? Who need a husband? Like, if I did that, I'd have missed God. I really would have missed my best blessing. So I just was ready and just kind of was open to it, but it wasn't at the forefront. Like, wake up, gonna find her today. I just like when the time comes, I'ma know. And so what's like the rest of it?
I like that. I like you touching my knee. That you don't do that often.
You can take the rest of it.
He told me that actually. Again, very early stages, he told me that God told him his wife was going to be broken. Y'all, I'm listening to him like, well, that ain't me because she not broken, okay? Now, maybe a year or two, I was a little heartbroken, but right now, I'm good. And, of course, this fool asked me, am I broken? I was like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm Gucci. Actually, I'm living my best life. I'm good. And I don't even know how long the weeks in between that passed that I lost my mother. Oh my God. And I remember what he said. So again, he was a solid foundation even in that moment, because of course everything's going around, it's sad, things are happening, but I was very numb in the beginning stages of finding out my mother passed. Even at the funeral, things really didn't hit me until months later. But I just remember him saying that to me again, like, his wife is going to be broken. I'm like, oh my God, Lord, is this it? Is this the sign? I'm wifey? Like, what? I mean, I already felt that I was wifey, but I'm really wifey, like, for real. Like, God put that stamp on that thing. Yeah, and even at the funeral, people were just like, hey, Tim, like, what you about to do? She about to leave and stuff. Like, I remember him telling me this, and I'm just like, so you remember when God told you that your wife is going to be broken, right? And you know what he asked me? Again, are you broken? I'm like, nigga, I just lost my mother. Yes, I'm broken. I'm heartbroken. That's my heart. Like, are you serious? But I don't think it really hit him yet, y'all. But it definitely hit me. I was just like, that's all I needed. I'm wifey, sign me up. Where's my ring? Okay, I'm the wife. But honey, we was not ready. We wasn't ready then at all.
Why not now? Amen. In the midst of everything going wrong, sometimes you gotta get your missus right to make things better.
Mm-hmm.
It's been good. Okay. What's the question again?
Why now?
It's God's timing. When we first started dating, everything is really, really good. It's like this is your best friend. It's now become something so much more than that, and it has a lot of potential in it. But in that time, there's a lot of shifting from how things were to how the new norm of it. And so I think it was like 2018, early 2018. So it'd have been easy to go and get engaged and get married back then. Because I still was working for my other job, so money was no problem. I think time, everything looked good on paper, But on the inside, we had a lot of work to do. We had a lot of triggers to deal with, a lot of healing to deal with, a lot of recovery, and we could have easily had a wedding, but it probably would have had a bad marriage. You know, could have had a great ceremony, but we would have had a lot of different things we hadn't really worked out on.
Right.
And so, in the journey of it's been 2 years, going on 3. So within those 2 years, a lot of growth, a lot of communication, a lot of really a lot of everything. The highs, the lows, the working out, but it's never been a point to where we're like, we're not gonna do this. It's always more so, how are we gonna figure it out? How are we gonna work? And it's a great feeling to have somebody who wakes up every day and fights for you the same way you fight for them. So it's waking up every single day, choosing them. I choose her, she chooses me. Even when I get on her last nerve, she still say, I'm tired of you get out my face, but don't go too far because I might want you back around. I think, and it's it's really in God's timing. Being in prayer, that's one of the things that we do. Is not just showing up to a prayer saying yes, God. Is more so stop what you're doing, actually like talking to God and hearing what He has to say, and it's more so the time is aligned, and it's not being stressed. So it's really going forward. It's right. The time is right.
Absolutely.
So now, as we push towards a wedding, we more so have the marriage of the basis versus the wedding then the marriage. Because once that wedding is gone, you don't want that marriage to
crumble.
Yeah. So we've been working towards it. So she still like me. You still like me, right?
Yeah, I still like you.
Still love me, right?
Of course.
Okay, good. I still love you too. Because if you said no, woo! All right. Okay. But yeah, so it's just moving in God's time and moving forward. This is the first time I've been down this road, so I really don't know what's what.
And the last.
Right. Okay. But it's just again trusting God's time and just knowing that God is gonna provide a way. I think that's it. I've said probably the same thing about 3 or 4 times. What you gonna say?
It's good. It's good. Nah, for real. God's timing, definitely. He has. What can I say? I felt like God's timing has been the ultimate reward in all of this. Again, we've been knowing each other for 10 years. Okay, 10 years.
Really 12.
Okay,
She hasn't
12.
been paying attention for
12 years we have been knowing each other, but not once were we dating. Did we try to date? Like, none of that really happened. Like, we stayed friends for a great majority of time, and now look at us today. It just blows my mind. God's timing is everything. And I told him when I was thinking about doing these videos, that in the midst of my heartbreak of losing my mother, God sent me the answer. It makes me all teary-eyed and stuff.
Girl, don't cry.
He sent me the perfect answer for all of that, which just shows me how much God loves me, and how mindful He is of me. So His timing is just everything for me. And it's so crazy that we plan to be married on the 10th of this month. Like, once we put our minds for, okay, we're really gonna do this, it's like, okay, let's get married. And so many things just kept coming up. Like, he couldn't get the ring, and pandemic is going on right now. Okay,
because I was gonna propose on her birthday.
Yep.
My money set aside, call the people like, listen, this is the ring.
I'll go by the years. So I have been in a relationship for 2 years now. Year 1, I learned about God's timing being the ultimate best, better than my timing. I also learned about not rushing. Again, you guys, my mother passed in 2018, so that was confirmation for me. Oh God, I'm wifey, right? So my brain was like, we're getting married tomorrow. Okay, we about to have these kids next month. All right, like, we about to move into our dream house by the 6th month. Like, that was where my mind was. Like, let's get married. Let's go ahead. Let's do all this. Like, what are we waiting for? I was rushing, and I was also comparing myself to the social media couples. And I had to learn that their relationship was not my relationship. Even my last relationship was not this relationship. I had to learn about my scars, learn about my triggers, and learn how to communicate that, because he's not who I used to date. He is nothing like that person, and he ain't the goals couple either. Like, we are two individuals and two people growing and learning one another. So I had to learn how to communicate everything that I was feeling, and not rush what God is doing in me. Year 2, learning to trust God, I feel, was very key for me, because I feel like becoming an adult, I just hear my mother all the time used to say to me, you gotta get God for yourself. You can't depend on me. You gotta get it for yourself. And that hit so different when you become an adult. And it's very true. Like, even though God revealed to him, his wife would be broken, and how I would just lean on, okay, well, God, you gave him the word. I couldn't do that, because God also got to speak to me too. God also got to, spend time with me too. I can't depend on his relationship with God or my mother's relationship with God. I had to get God for myself. That I had to learn year 2 when it came to us starting businesses, us wanting to build for our future family, us trying to break generational curses, break family habits, like creating a whole new, like, things we both decided, look, certain things just stop with us, period. So trusting God to lead me and lead him and lead us in this relationship, just trusting him. I definitely learned that, and he has inspired me so much, you guys. Like, I love seeing him worship. I love seeing him pray. Like, he will get up and just pray. And I love that. It reminds me so much of my mother. My mother would pray the house down at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, Lord, who is you fighting at 5 o'clock in the morning? But it's inspiring to me, because I'm like, God, I want to have that deeper relationship with you too. And I need that. So that's what I learned. What did you learn?
Learned that she stole my answers. Nah, but she touched on a lot of them. It was about trusting, really destroying old habits from previous generations, the generational curse, knowing that it happened to us, but it ends with us, and that's really hard, because really the first generation to go back and really dissect what was the old school way, and knowing that even though it was traditional, we don't have to just necessarily throw it away for what's trendy, but let's figure out what's true and what works, and then let's create a whole new algorithm to make this work. I'm stumbling all over the words because that was so beautiful. Anyway, let's see what else. Again, I think you said triggers. Triggers for me was going back and that's really the part of it. Really ties in everything. Figuring out that whatever my trigger is, to really go back and dissect it and really just detonate it, because it is really bad for me to be triggered by something and then she ends up getting the full blast of it for something that she didn't do. I don't want to be a ticking time bomb or just a landmine to where any bit of pressure, any little small hit now blowing up. Because even like if you think about like farming, if you're good ground but you got a lot of these triggers and landmines around, you got to go and detonate a lot of this stuff before you can really like grow something out of that. And so it was knowing that we're both good ground, but we got to go back and really tend to the land, and so dig up some stuff that's in the midst of that, and really just begin to really sow, and then just really build on top of the land.
Yes,
So,
come on now.
But yeah, so it's just getting rid of old triggers, figuring out what happened in our past, what happened to parents and family members, growing from it, learning from it, really trusting God and trusting each other, knowing that if God will give us the vision, there's going to be provision. Because it's easy to get stressed out, it's easy to butt heads and bump up against each other. Very easy. But knowing that it's got to work. Right. That's just all to it. It's got to work. And even if it don't work and we're at the end of a rope, we're going to tie a knot at the end of that rope, hold on until God supplies some more rope, So yeah, it's new. It's new, and I don't really think there's help out there, but there's really no set process of how to make it work just for us. We're really building our own, so we can pick and choose other things, like cherry pick out of other stuff to make it work. But at the end of the day, it's all about leaning on each other and trusting God, going forward. So
Seriously.
yeah, that's all I can say because she stole a lot of good answers. But
Oh my God.
I let her shine.
You guys said some stuff back. First stop. So see you on the second stop. JourneytoJenkins. You want to kiss out? You want to kiss? You want to kiss me? You're so nasty. Stop.